Hello, I used Mirvaso twice in 2017, and as a result I've been suffering rebound flushes ever since. It's been 8 months since I used Mirvaso. I first went to my dermatologist to try and seek a remedy, or at least have a conversation about the causes of persistent facial flushing. She prescribed me Mirvaso. She said it would take away the redness, but after it wears off, my face would go back to how it was before, i.e. red. Well, at baseline, my skin was fine. In fact, at baseline, the skin of my face is the same colour as the back of my hand, but it's been tainted by the Mirvaso, and there's a permanent redness to it. However, the photo that you see here is actually what I describe as a Mirvaso flush. The first time I had a Mirvaso flush, I applied Mirvaso on the 4th of May in the morning, and around 6 o'clock at night my face became bright red, much redder than you see here. My face was flushed, very flush, like I'd never seen it before. It was hot, it was painful, it was prickly, it was frightening, and within an hour it was gone. And I thought, that's strange. I wasn't expecting that. But next day I put on some more, and it did the same thing, only this time it lasted even longer. The day after I didn't use it again. In fact, I never used Mirvaso ever again. But ever since, I've had flushes, usually in the evening, and they always appear in the exact same pattern that I applied the Mirvaso. So if you look at this picture here, this was taken last night, the 14th of December. You can see that my nose and cheeks and some of my temples are red. Not so bad around the chin. Perfectly clear on my forehead. Now, why do you think that is? That's because I applied the Mirvaso in this exact pattern. I'm going to draw it on here for your benefit. So this is how I applied it. Didn't go all the way to the edge of my face because I had a neatly trimmed beard at the time, so I wasn't able to go all the way. But it looks something like this. And then it was all of my nose, like this. Didn't actually go inside the nostrils, it was just like this. So that's how I applied the Mirvaso. And strangely, when I started getting these flushes, my ears began getting hot and red as well, which I'd never had before. And also my moustache area, look at that, there's redness there as well. I've never had that before. And this usually lasts for several hours, usually at night. In the morning, the skin is back to baseline, not as good as my forehead, but still red. There's still a faint blotchiness there. So when you look at my face, if you look closely, you'll see patches and things, and it looks like I've been out in the sun. But really, at baseline, it should be like the back of my hand. But anyway, this picture here that you see is in the midst of a rebound, and I took some pictures last night because I want my PDL laser clinician to see that when he treated some of the spider veins on the nose and the side of the nose, which admittedly were there before Mirvaso but made worse after the fact, when he treated those areas, there was one particular area that I was looking at closely. I had a bruise from the PDL which healed very nicely. The bruise was, one of the bruises was here, like this. And when it healed, it left a perfect circle. Now, you probably can't see it in this photo, which is why I'm going to cycle through some of the others, because I kept moving my face around when I was taking the photo to try and capture it in just the right way so you can see. I've also got coconut oil on my face in this picture, which usually helps to take the redness down a bit. So I'm going to go through, and just bear in mind that I've told you that there was a circle there. Not that I'm saying, you know, that I've got a confirmation bias, that I'm seeing things that I want to see. This is not a fantasy. The PDL really has made a difference. And if I was to have that PDL all over my face, all the areas that I described the Mirvaso application as being applied to, then I think all of this flushing would be taken care of. It'd be gone. Might need quite a few treatments though. Okay, there it is again. I mean, I know what to look for because I can see it obviously, but maybe you can't. I could try zooming a bit, but that might not make much difference. You might want to change the angle at which you look at the monitor or the screen. If I was to take it into Photoshop and apply a filter effect to it, it might highlight it a bit more. I can see it again there if you look. There it is. There's also a patch there because I've been using turmeric and honey masks for a while, and I've also been using tea tree oil mixed with the coconut oil. I do have some patches appearing in various places, so that's good news. I'm hoping that continues, because if that's the case, then it looks like I'm on my way to recovery, but it's taken a long time. It's been 8 months. It's caused me a lot of distress during that time. Excuse my speech, by the way, I'm wearing an orthodontic brace. There it is again. Can't see it very well in this picture. You can see it just about there. You can definitely see it there. It looks more like a faint pink. Still not as good as my forehead skin tone, but there it is there. It just looks like a faint pink blotch in that photo. I would say it's the light that's reflecting that's making it a bit hard to see. That's the other side of my face, so that's kind of not pertinent, but I suppose it's worth mentioning that I've got there's a patch here on my nose which goes all the way, that's like a stripe that goes right across my nose. So Mirvaso has had some bizarre effects. There you go, you can see it there. Can you see that? I'll just draw around it and then I'll take it away. Change the position at which you look at the monitor and you can see that's like a pretty good circle. You see, I want more of the same all over. And you can also see there, look, if I draw your attention to the top of the bridge of my nose, can you see? The redness suddenly ends and then it's just normal skin tone. And by the way, these things here, that's acne, they're not. My PDL doctor treated those areas thinking they were lesions, but they're actually not. It's acne, and that just comes and goes. So it's nothing to do with PDL. You can kind of see it there as well, that PDL circle. I mean, PDL is considered the gold standard for laser treatments, as IPL as well, but I heard it's not quite as effective. I think IPL covers wider areas, but I want the PDL over and over again. I mean, what I'm looking for, when I have my treatment, I want there to be lots of lasers that go close together like this. And what I really want in the end, I want to leave the laser theatre with bruising all over my face, because I know it will heal. It heals well with me because I take care of my skin. I would want the bruising to be sort of all over here like this. I don't care what I look like, it'll be a small price to pay so that the bruising will be all over like this, as closely grouped together as possible. I want them to go in, even into the corners around my nose there. Certainly cover the whole nose. All of this here, even the sides of the nostrils, like that, and up the temples up there as well. See, that the last time I went in for a PDL treatment, the doctor said, I don't see a man with a red face, and I thought, it's sod's law, you know. You go in for the treatment, and he said I wouldn't know where to go because I can't see anything, and I agree. I mean, right now it's 1:15 in the afternoon. I looked in the mirror earlier, and it looks okay. Of course, if you look closely, you can see the faint patches, but they become much more pink and angry and aggressive. It's like my skin is teetering on the edge of a flush, and come night time, that's when it happens. Or if I'm in a hot room or outdoors in cold winter conditions, my skin has become just so much more volatile. So when I go in for the PDL, I will effectively want to tell him where to go. I mean, if he gives me a felt tip pen, I'll draw the areas that I want doing, because I've noticed that although the Mirvaso application was like this, as I explained earlier on, that's roughly how I applied it. What I've noticed is that these areas around the mouth are not red anymore. Like even when I go out in cold weather, it's here. That's generally normal, and it's here as well. That's generally normal. And I've got a few, like I said earlier on, I've got a few patches around here, which I would put down to the turmeric, reducing the melanin and the pigmentation perhaps. I try to avoid exfoliating as well, because that can irritate. But yeah, that's it. So if you're watching and you've used Mirvaso, let me know. Are you seeing any improvements? Are you using PDL, or also known as VBeam, to take down the redness? I read on the forums that some people have had multiple VBeams all over the face, and that it's helped. But based on their accounts, it looks like it could take many treatments and cost rather a lot. But the NHS prescribed Mirvaso to me. It was prescribed incorrectly. I didn't have permanent redness. I had flushing redness, which meant I was fine. I'd eat something that I was intolerant to, and my face would flush. So now I avoid certain food triggers, and my face generally stays okay. But it's now flushing because of the Mirvaso. So I've swapped one set of symptoms for another, and these latest symptoms are medically induced. So, well, we all know what we think of Mirvaso, those who have used it to ill effect.